Hi, I'm Sophie, and welcome to my world. Well, today is Q&A number 7. That's right, Q&A number 7, where I take questions from you, the audience, and I answer them. First question, Avery and Emma B ask, do you like to cook? And if so, what? Okay, this is a very serious thing to admit, but I am not a very good cook. I do a lot of really fun, great, amazing things, but cooking is not one of them. My husband, however, is an amazing cook, and so I tend to let him be the cook in the family. Now, I have to admit, make a very mean meatloaf, a really good spaghetti and meatballs, a really great lasagna, and a good chili. And soup. I make really good soup. And those are about the things that I make. I make like good comfort food. But do I really enjoy it? Not really. It's not really my thing. I'd rather have a glue gun in my hands. Victoria B says, what states have you traveled to? Okay, Victoria, I've traveled to a lot of states, not all of them, but some of them. So I made a list because I will forget. So here they are. Maine, Vermont, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., North Carolina, Florida, Louisiana, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, Missouri, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, which is where I live, Nevada, Washington State, Oregon, Montana, Oklahoma, and Hawaii. That's as far as I've gone in the United States of America. However, outside the United States of America, I've been to Italy, Australia, Belize, Mexico, Canada, and the UK. All right. Meredith L says, what was the best party that you've ever done? Okay, Meredith, that is a really, really hard question because I have done so many amazing, fun, interesting parties over the years. But one of the craziest, wildest, wackiest parties that we ever did was really fun. It was a natural disasters party. And literally we did all the natural disasters, and we had all these different activities that we did with things like avalanches and earthquakes and floods and tornadoes, and it was super fun. Now that was years and years and years ago, but I still remember it as being one of my favorite parties to do. So that was a natural disaster party. So was it my best party ever? It's hard to say because there is really over 5,000 parties. I'm counting in my head here. I've done about 5,000 parties, and to say which one is my best is really kind of hard. However, I would say that was one of the most interesting parties I've ever done. Okay, Melon Cow, I hope I'm saying that right, Melon Cow, she asks, what is your favorite theme and what do you actually do at an event? Now, my favorite theme, well, it's kind of split between two, but my favorite theme, I think, is Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter parties just because they're so magical. And we do all kinds of things when we do our magical Harry Potter parties. Basically, we start at Diagon Alley. And what we do first and foremost is we play a couple games that include the Dursleys. It's all about, Harry getting his letter from the owls and all that sort of stuff. And then we go to Diagon Alley and we make our own cats and bats and rats and spiders and owls to be our little creatures. And we make our own magic wands, which is really super fun. And we go to Gringotts Bank, and we have to sneak past the troll to get our money. So that's really fun. And then we play a game that's the Hogwarts train game to get us to Hogwarts. And then once we're at Hogwarts, we do the sorting hat. And then it's really, really fun to do classes like potions. And Snape is so much fun to play. So that's one of my favorite things to do at the party. So we do potions, and then we do charms, and then sometimes we do a little bit of the botany. So we do the plant stuff, and then we do magical creatures, and then usually we'll fit in a little bit of divination. And then sometimes we have a Horcrux hunt, or we end playing Quidditch. I mean, there's just it depends on how long the party is, and there's so much to do with Harry Potter. But we always end with Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans. That's just a given. So that is definitely my favorite theme. I also like science, though. Science is really fun. That's another one of my favorite ones. Lily K, where do you do your parties? Like a general location. Okay, so we do our parties in the Bay Area, which is San Francisco, California, and the outer lying areas, which means we go up into Sonoma, we go to Napa, we go down to San Jose. So in this whole area, we go over to Berkeley. That's called the Bay Area, and that's where we primarily do our parties. Now, we have been known to go to places like San Diego and Arizona, but that's more for corporate stuff where we're doing big giant craft tables over a big weekend or something like that. So basically in the Bay Area, San Francisco, California is our base. Shendi says, and this is a really interesting question, if you could go anywhere, where in the world would you go and why? So I really, really, really want to go to Ireland. That's one of the places that I want to visit. However, when I think about this question, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? I have this dream / desire, if I could, which would be to go to all of the different places, like all of the different states in the United States of America, and spend an entire year in that state, and then hit all of the little towns and cities in that state in that year. So I'd love to make my way across the United States of America and do that. Okay, I realize I'd be 100 by the time that I ended my journey. So I know that that's not going to happen, but that would be kind of a dream for me, which would be to spend a year really getting to know a state, getting to know all the people there, crafting with them, and getting to know them. That would be my ideal dream. However, I really would like to go to Ireland too. Okay, that was question and answer number 7. If you want one for question and answer number 8, make sure you write it below, and I'll try to include it in my next Q&A. And we'll just keep going as long as you guys keep asking these great questions. For more fun stuff, come and check us out at Sophie-World.com.